Hi, I'm Donald McIntyre, Senior Editor of the ETC Cooperative. This is the ETC show, and today we're going to talk to Corey of ETC Radio. Hello, Corey. How are you?
Hey, Donald, good to see you.
Good to see you too. Well, today we want to do an update as an ETC Grants DAO winner and very successful one about what ETC Radio is doing and what's going on. So thank you so much for participating.
Yes, glad to be here.
I have 4 questions. The first one is, how would you describe ETC Radio? I have participated many times, but it's difficult to define because it's an X space. No, would you say is it that you are directing or conducting a show, or that it's a community?
Man, it's evolved over time and it's turned into both. It's been a pretty amazing experience. The folks that count on it and are there every single Friday. And I say the big thing is it started as a show, but it's built into this huge community of just followers of Ethereum Classic and anything proof of work.
That's amazing.
Because we even talk about life, we talk about projects, I have special guests. We talk about crypto safety and tips. We talk about everything related to the ecosystem of Ethereum Classic, and it's grown into this thing that's much bigger than me, to be honest with you.
Wow, and yeah. Well, that's interesting. You said the focus is ETC, but also proof of work.
Yep.
Well,
yeah, because we'll talk about Bitcoin, Litecoin. We'll talk about other crypto news and highlights. Like I've been talking about the ETFs, giving color of that to people. Talking about the Grayscale Ethereum Trust. So we go everywhere some weeks. It's not limited to just one topic. We never know what direction we're going to go in. But the consistent thing, though, is the great community and the project leads that come on to give us updates on what they're working on in ETC, which is amazing. I've had you on. I've had Bob on. I've had a lot of the other grants programs on as well. I interviewed Swap. I've interviewed Nervous. Is it Nervous?
Yeah,
there's a bunch of other ones.
Yeah,
Nerd Network. So I've had some great guests on, and they're like, "Oh, I'll give you 20 minutes," and 2 hours later, they're still talking.
Yeah,
we get community engagement. We get questions going.
Usually,
about their history.
Usually, I participate 1 hour. No, I usually have 1 hour and say, "Well, let's go to the show," and we talk there. That's another thing that every time I go, I say something. So it's amazing in that sense that it's interactive. And also, I've seen the participation of others. People talk about their projects and things like that. So just for the audience to know, when is the ETC, usually the ETC, the date, when do you conduct it and at what time?
Yeah, that's definitely. So every Friday, unless I have a conflict, I did a Saturday last week, which is the first time, but it's every Friday at either noon or 5 p.m. Eastern. That way we kind of hit all the different time zones. But yeah, it's being consistent. So people now expect it every Friday. So if I miss a Friday, it's pretty funny where people are upset.
Yeah. I always check on Fridays if the show is on. Sometimes it's at noon, sometimes it's at 5. I was going to say something about the participation. Yes. Where is it? No, the location is on. It's on X, and it's the ETC_radio. No, that's your handle.
And then underscore at the end. Yep.
Very good.
So there's underscore at the very end because of a conflict with another account, but yeah, you can definitely find it pretty easily. And honestly, it's great. We get new people every week, and they say, "Oh, I was just looking a couple days ago what spaces are coming up, and I wanted to join." So it's been great getting kind of new users and new folks to come on to kind of hear about everything related to Ethereum Classic, and it's been great. And so many people come on and said, "This is one of the great communities because everybody's so positive and they're actually working and building."
I have a friend here in Edmond, Oklahoma, that participates in the show, and he loves ETC. And one of the main attractions is ETC Radio.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay.
Okay. So the second question is, how has the grant money? You are one of the ETC DAO grant winners. So how has the money been invested? How was it used? Let me show my coasters. This is one. I received these coasters. Thank you very much. It's a promotion.
Yeah, I'm making custom stuff. I actually used AI to produce those. So
Uh-huh.
you put in a bunch of keywords, and I did that for a while to figure out what images to use, and it's been great. Like, and every time I ship one out to somebody across the country or even the world, they'll tweet about it, and tag ETC. So it's just another avenue to get the word
Yeah.
out and get kind of adoption and followers, which is great.
Mm-hmm. So you use the money for this kind of merchandising materials?
Oh yeah, I'll get more details. So I used the money to pay for the premium X, membership. I
Oh,
get all kind of analytics. I can see exactly how many impressions I get monthly, weekly, daily, as
good.
well as viewerships. I'm also using the money, and I'll be at the Litecoin conference in Nashville. I'll be at the Bitcoin conference as well. I'm actually ordering 50 t-shirts right now that
Good.
I'm going to physically hand out when I'm at the conference, as well as to send out for giveaways. There's a lot of different ways I'm trying to leverage that money, to be honest with you, and have it last. But the reality is it's helped me spend more time to do it consistently as well.
Very
So I
good.
want to be there no matter what. I'm there every Friday for a few hours. And then that's what's, I think, shown the most. Whereas before, I was probably different days of the week. I wasn't, might have been an hour or less. So it's let me to do more time as well.
Good.
And I'm more of a community. Like I retweet from that account everything related to ETC, which I didn't expect, but I get a lot of different engagement through that.
Uh-huh.
Like your show on Thursday, I'll tweet out. Any project updates from ETC, people building, I'll tweet that out as well from that
Good.
account. So
Very
it's
good.
turned into this huge community beast, is the way I describe it.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So you have the analytics. So let me ask you about your audience. How has it evolved in the last 6 months, 8 months, more or less?
Yeah. So here's the best way to describe it. Last February, I split it off my regular user account and I created this entity that's basically ETC Radio. So started from zero, right? I've gone from zero. I've added probably almost 100 new followers a month or more. So I'm about 1,500 new followers on that new account that I created last February.
Mm-hmm.
Impressions is about anywhere from 25 to 50,000 impressions a month.
Whoa.
Yeah, so it's growing a lot, and that was nothing about a year ago. And then per episode, here's what's amazing: when I started this 2 years ago, it was 3 or 4 people,
Yeah.
right? And we just kept doing it, and every month since then has grown tremendously. There's some episodes we've had over 3,000 or 4,000 views,
Wow.
and impression, not just impressions, views, like actually people listening to it. So I would say I'm one of the mouthpieces that probably gets the most viewership, I think, across anything you can
Yes,
see.
absolutely.
Nothing
Absolutely.
even close. And I would say we average probably a few hundred people live on every episode, people that come in and join or stay.
Wow.
But it's even more afterwards. So people,
Yeah.
go on there and re-listen to it and kind of jump around. I can kind of tell what they're looking at. And it's pretty cool. People that miss it will go back and listen to it the next day or two.
Yeah. 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 Well, for people to understand these metrics, so an X space, which is ETC radio, is through X space. You can
Yeah.
have a live audience during the recording. And I remember in 2023, we were like 20, 24, 25.
Yeah.
And now you get around 100 people per show. So that's the live people that participate in the show. But then the recording stays on X and anybody can go and listen to a show. And there you say that it's thousands of people more who listen to the show after.
Here's what's amazing. I downloaded them all. I've done, this is pretty crazy, Donald, over 200 hours of EDT's radio, over
Well,
200 hours of basically audio that's recorded and it's saved on X. I'm going to find other avenues to get that out as well, because there's been so much good content and interviews on those.
yes.
I need to leverage other platforms as well, because there's just too much. There's too much to kind of soak in.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Bueno, my last question is, if you're doing other events, you mentioned Nashville. So are you doing things outside of the show itself, on X Spaces, activities outside?
Yeah, I've actually gotten a lot of requests for that. So I'm probably gonna put together some kind of outside like social event in Nashville, like during that week. Because I know several people from the community are going to that. So, and I got a couple of local guys to me that want to do meetups as well. So I think if I do anything different going forward, it's going to do more IRL events because folks they kind of want that. So we've talked on the on the phone for years in these
Yeah.
spaces. They want to see each other. And I was actually at the Bitcoin conference last year and met a few people for the first time from the ETC community that I never met before. And you can't underestimate meeting people live. Even having a video like this is great.
Yeah.
So definitely plan to do more of that.
So the Bitcoin, for people to know, the Bitcoin annual big conference that was in Miami this year is going to be in Nashville, and I think it's going to be July 25, 26, 27, something like that, or in that week of July 25. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's the week.
That's correct.
You plan to go to Nashville and do like an ETC meetup there of all ETC community members.
That's right.
Well, that's
if you see me, I'll be giving you some shirts too.
when you organize it, I'll go.
Okay.
I'll drive there. So bueno, thank you very much for your time. This is amazing. And congratulations for the success of ETC Radio. And let's go ETC.
Thank you. To the moon.
Goodbye.
All right.